Okay, so this is going to be fixing your hard brake pedal on your BMW. You know, if you go into your car in the morning or after it sits for several hours and you have to put your foot in the brake before you can start the car. If you have a hard brake pedal and you have trouble doing that, there's about 2 or 3 or maybe 4 things it could be. I'm making multiple videos tonight, so hopefully I don't screw that up. But this car, this is a 335i 2009. If you let this sit overnight and you come out in the morning, it's very difficult to push the brake pedal in to allow the car to start. The brake pedal it's really hard. So there's 2 or 3 things that can be. Most likely thing is the check valve that's in at the servo or the brake booster. I call it servo, brake booster, whatever. There's a little check valve. It allows pressure out, but stops the vacuum from leaking out, right? So it basically holds the vacuum. That goes into a rubber O-ring, and I did read online that they can get hard and brittle, and the vacuum can actually leak out past that O-ring. Another thing it could be, it could be the brake booster, right? Or the brake servo, whatever you want to call it. If it's that, we're just going to deal with the hard brake pedal. I'm not gonna bother putting a brake booster in because you got to stamp on the pedal a little harder in the morning, right? That's ridiculous. Most likely that's not the case. Pretty difficult to test this. I mean, ideally you'd be able to fill the booster servo up with smoke and put a vacuum gauge on it. But since there's a check valve in there, you can't really inject smoke into the booster to see where it's leaking from, or if it's leaking by the seal. So it's kind of a hard thing to test. Just because the servo, it's a sealed unit, right? There's only one way in, so you'd have to fill it with smoke somehow, keep enough pressure in there, put the check valve back into the servo, and hopefully it would have enough vacuum still to cause the leak or have the leak happen again. Be pretty difficult. There's probably some way of doing it. I can't think of a way to get in there and do it easily. So I just took a gamble. I loaded up the parts cannon, and I ordered from BMW both the rubber seal that goes into the servo. That's the part numbers for it. Hopefully that's coming through. So this rubber seal, it pushes in to the brake booster servo. I keep saying brake booster servo, it's the same thing. And then I also ordered this is the pipe that goes from the servo out through the bulkhead. But on this one end of it here, hopefully you can see that, that's your check valve. And I'll show you how that works. Let me set you down for a second. Get this thing out of here. So you can force air through this valve one way only. I'll try and do it on camera. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it or not, but I should be able to blow through it. Is that coming through? So I can blow through it. So it basically allows air to pass, right? But if I try and suck on this, I shouldn't be able to get any air. I'll try. So it's nothing, right? Rock solid. So this check valve works. Now mine has a super slow leak. You can let it sit for 3 or 4 hours and then come back and it's totally fine. It's held vacuum, pedal goes all the way down, nice and easy, hit the button, off you go. You let it sit for 8, 9, 10 hours, it's a little harder, but still not really a problem. And you'd only notice it if you're looking for it. But once you let it sit overnight, like once you go beyond 12, 13, 15 hours, you come home from work, park it the next morning, it's rock solid. All the vacuum has leaked out, and that's it. It's like you gotta stand on it just to get the thing to start, because the brake switch has to be depressed and the brake lights have to be on before the car will start. So it's one of those 2 things. Hopefully, if it's the brake booster, it's tough noogie. I'm not putting a brake booster in this thing. These are a bit of a ball ache to change. I did look online. There's some guys can do them without having to remove the ABS unit. That's what I'm going to try and do. Just there's not a lot of access, so we're gonna just do this right now. We're gonna tackle this guy. We're gonna put this in, and then I won't know till tomorrow morning if it actually fixed the problem. Maybe we can take the old one apart and see if it was leaking. I don't know. We'll see. So first thing we need to do is pull these plastics off. Disconnect our cables. So for these, on this side they just unclip, clip, and then there's a little rubber. You gotta push that out of the way. Gets rid of that half, or that third of it, I guess. The whole thing has to come out, so you gotta do both sides. Let's see, you got a clip here, rubber, there you go. ECU lives under this one. What do we got? A bunch of 8 mils. So grab your 8 mil, just start ripping these out. Grab yourself a magnet tray too. So this is just your cabin filter. Get your drop bolt there too. So if you ever want to know what was in there, that's your fresh air for your interior, like your inside cabin filter. Let's see. I've never taken this off before, so let's take another 8 mil. 8 mil. Put one on this side. Yeah. So a couple more 8 mils. Let's see. We got some wires underneath we're going to need to disconnect. These little plastic guys have to come out. This guy's got to come out. There's a little clip here for your squirter bottle or your windscreen washers. There's an ambient air temperature sensor on this side. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that connected and see if we can. No, I'm not. Let me get a little pick and we'll get it out off there. I was going to leave it, but bad things are going to happen. So disconnect your ambient air sensor. Got some more wires under here. There's a wiring harness here that needs to do what? Let's unclip it, looks like. So yeah, there's 3 fairly large clips here. Let's go ahead and pop those guys like so. And then, yep. And then yeah, so up and towards you. It looks like it's going to get. There you go. Oh man, that's heavy for what it is. Okay. So yeah, kind of opens it up a little bit. Let me give you a quick. I'll orientate you a little bit. I'll show you what we're chasing. So here's where our brake twister gets its vacuum from. So it basically draws vacuum from this side of the motor, right? So here's, if you follow this vacuum line around to here, it comes up through here under this strut brace to this connection right here. and then it comes through this piece of plastic. It goes down and under the master cylinder, and then if you look down in here, you'll see, hopefully, I'm having a hard time with this camera. If you look right there, or let me see, right at the tip of my finger, if you look past the finger, there's a rubber seal. Well, that has the check valve. So we're gonna replace this pipe from here, basically, actually from here under to the bottom of that servo. And here's your servo, brake booster, whatever you want to call it. So it's at a really tight quarters here. I'm going to loosen that ABS module. I'm gonna disconnect that hose, and then we're going to try and reach in there. I'm probably going to remove, if I can, if it's easy, some of these plastics. We'll see. I got to look at them. So yeah, this is probably going to be a little bit of a struggle to get this out. I did read online that people were, you know, they were losing their mind trying to get this done. So lots of people complaining about how difficult this was. So hopefully they're overreacting. It's not quite that bad. But yeah, I'll go ahead and disconnect it. And it will have vacuum, so you'll hear it hiss. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So you can see it does hold vacuum. It just, you know, overnight obviously is leaking out. And I did test all this piping and everything to make sure there was nothing going on here before I purchased a check valve. You know, just in case. You know, I smoke tested all this stuff. So let's pop our little pipe through. There we go. So yeah, I mean, the only thing left is we got to get it out of the servo, right? So that's the hard part, apparently. I can definitely see why. I'm gonna pull those 310 mils. Where did I set mine? The bolts gonna be tough. I'm gonna get a magnet. I don't want to lose that nut. Even getting that little nut out, it's a pain. They're all going to be a pain. You got to be careful you don't damage any of these lines, right? This magnet's too big. Let's see, can we get that on the other side? Nope. Let's see if we can go right down the top here. These are going to be a joy to put back in. A pleasure. A pleasure. I said nobody ever. Okay. So 310 mils. That's all it looks to be holding this on. And oh, okay. So yeah, we just need to move it up out of the way. Okay. So really, we need to pop that check valve out, pop out the rubber seal, somehow fish the other one back in there, and we should be good. We're good to go. I made that sound very easy. I'm sure it is not. I'm sure it's not easy at all. So, I really don't know what I need. We're just going to wing it here. We need something longer than that. That's what she said. We need something shorter than that. Jeez. go. Let me see what I can. See if I can sneak in here with this guy. Ooh. Boy, this is tight. This is very tight. It's still under vacuum too. Oh, come on. I need something. I wonder if I could come in and kind of wiggle it out. Let's try that. Wiggle it. Just a little bit. There's a way to get in there. Doesn't look like it. But there's not much room at all. Let's see. I might be able to grab that with a pair of hose pliers. Let's try that. I'm going to try a set of medium hose pliers, try and get around it. That way I can walk it out straight. I'm going to disconnect some stuff here before we damage it. Remind me to put that back in. Holy shit. Lost my light. Come on there. There we go. That did the trick. So, just watch how this comes out, because then it will make putting the replacement one in a lot easier. Let's see. There you go. So, when you're taking that out, you want to take it out like that, and your new one's going to go in like so, right? Let's see how this one looks. It's working. I mean, it's holding vacuum. So it's either it's our seal or it's our brake piston. Or that's just got a super slow leak. Either way, we're replacing them all. So let's see. All right, this rubber seal is going to be fun. Super fun. It should be malleable enough where it just kind of pops out. Oh, okay, yeah, it's popping right out. There you go. That wasn't bad at all. Let's go grab it. Where'd you go? Oh, you little bugger. I nudged him. I had a claw on him, too. Come here, little guy. Come here. Where are you going? Come here. Come here. Oh, there he is. Huh? This little guy did not want to come out. Oh, what a little bugger. We got him. Oh, yeah. Drop the toes. It, you know, it really doesn't feel hard or brittle. It's a little hard. But not, check the new one. Yeah, the new one looks, the diameter of it looks a lot tighter. The design also looks a little different. Oh no, it's not. Okay, that was just dirt. I'm going to measure these. Alright, so our old guy, and I'm just going to really, until I get a little tight there. Yeah, 1325 is what I'm getting. $14.20 if I give her the beans. Let's check the new one. I'm getting about a $12.71. Do it again, giving it the beans. It's about 13.3. So yeah, this is about a millimeter different. Like if I really crank this one, I can get up to about 13.7. If I really crank this one, same pressure, about almost 15-ish. And if I just get them to touch, just 13.2. I just get these to touch. There. We're at 12. So it's off by a millimeter. The new one's a millimeter tighter. I think the easiest way to get this in is to lower it in with a pair of hose plier clamps like this. So kind of lower it in, get it set, and get it where it's supposed to be, and then have something on this side to push it in. You know, just kind of sneak these out and then force it in. I don't know. I can't think of any other way to do it. It's gonna be difficult. You can't get your hand in there. There's no way. So you could pull a reservoir, but maybe brake fluid everywhere. Screw that. If it was easier to access, I would smoke test my brake blister right now. But there's no way. No way I can get in there. I don't really want to tweak my ABS module anymore than I have already. Yeah, that's about all I want to do there. So yeah, I'm going to lower it in and try and just push it in. I am going to put a very small amount of grease on it. And this is a synthetic grease, safe for rubbers and all that stuff. So this is not a sealer. This is just to help get it in. It's a little lube for your rubber. You always need a little lube in your rubber. Now this is going to be hard. I mean, I know this is going to be hard. And if you're doing this job at home, it's going to be hard. Nothing looks easy about this. I'm not wearing my worst jeans, but close enough.